Behind the locked doors of Hollywood's most secretive plastic surgery clinics lies a truth so disturbing, it borders on the unbelievable. Stars and hopefuls, so desperate to reinvent themselves, risked everything to surgically change their race, believing it would buy them beauty, fame, or acceptance. Instead, what they got was a lifetime of ridicule, regret, and irreversible scars. These shocking transformations stunned the public, destroyed careers, and left behind stories drenched in tragedy. In this video, we uncover 25 people who rolled the dice with their very identity and paid the ultimate price. Brace yourself, because what you're about to see isn't just strange, it's haunting. Zhou Chuna. Let's dive right in. Our first story is about a Chinese influencer named Zhou Chuna. At first glance, she seemed to have everything: radiant beauty, flawless porcelain skin, large sparkling eyes, and delicate features that looked as if they were sketched straight from a fairy tale. She was the kind of woman people would call perfect. But for reasons that left many stunned, Zhou wasn't satisfied. She longed to look more Western. In her mind, changing her appearance to fit Western beauty ideals would make her more desirable, more accepted. Strange, isn't it? Why would someone who already looks like a masterpiece want to rewrite her own canvas? But Zhou was determined. She meticulously consulted surgeons, mapping out procedure after procedure to reshape her face. She went through eyelid surgery to create bigger, rounder, Western-style eyes. She slimmed and sharpened her nose. She even endured jaw surgery to sculpt an angular face she believed would make her more modern, more glamorous. The pain was excruciating, the cost astronomical, but nothing deterred her. And here's the twist: she didn't keep it a secret. She put everything online. Every appointment, every bandage, every swelling and bruise was shared with her thousands of followers. Zhou turned her transformation into a live spectacle, a step-by-step diary of reinvention. At first, it seemed like a victory. She beamed with pride, flashing her new face with dazzling confidence. But as time passed, the glow began to fade. The smile felt forced. Then came the confessions. Zhou admitted she regretted what she had done. She no longer recognized the woman staring back at her in the mirror. The face that once felt like hers now looked like a stranger's mask. In chasing a Western ideal, she had lost something far greater: her identity. Her words were heartbreaking. She said she felt caught between two worlds, unable to fully belong to either, disconnected from her own culture and from herself. And you could see it: the pain in her eyes, the regret in her voice. All that suffering, all that money, all that endurance had led to one brutal truth: it wasn't worth it. The surgeries didn't bring happiness. They brought emptiness. Zhou's journey leaves us with a powerful reminder: true beauty isn't about fitting someone else's standard. It's not about reshaping yourself to please society. Real beauty comes from within: your kindness, your spirit, your character. That's the part no surgeon can touch. Learning to love yourself as you are is the hardest lesson of all, but it's also the one that unlocks true happiness. In the end, authenticity is everything. Loving yourself, your real self, is the most beautiful transformation of all. Before we move on, take a moment to study this haunting image of Lena. Once hailed as a breathtaking beauty and a rising star in the fashion world, she seemed destined for greatness. But behind the glossy magazine covers and dazzling runway lights, Lena fought a silent war with herself. Obsessed with perfection, she convinced herself that every tiny flaw needed to be fixed. Surgery after surgery, she chased an impossible ideal, believing the next procedure would finally give her the flawless face she dreamed of. Instead, her quest ended in tragedy. The very surgeries meant to enhance her beauty left her face scarred and broken, covered in painful blisters, stubborn acne, and patches of burned, damaged skin. The mirror became her enemy. Unable to face the world, Lena vanished from the spotlight, erasing herself from social media and walking away from the modeling industry forever. Her downfall is more than a personal tragedy. It's a chilling reminder of the dangerous extremes hidden beneath society's obsession with perfection. And it leaves us with a question we all must ask ourselves: is chasing an impossible standard of beauty ever worth the risk? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Juju Oliveira. A name once celebrated in the fashion world, admired for her effortless beauty and elegant Brazilian charm. From the moment she stepped onto the runway, she had the kind of presence that turned heads and captured hearts. Her striking looks, paired with her disarming honesty, set her apart from many in the modeling industry. While others hid behind carefully crafted illusions, Juju was refreshingly open about her beauty routines, open about cosmetic surgery, and open about the reality of chasing perfection in an unforgiving industry. Fans loved her for it. She was proof that transparency could coexist with glamour. But what began as subtle enhancements soon spiraled into a dangerous obsession. At first, the changes were barely noticeable, a touch of filler here, a small adjustment there. Yet slowly, Juju fell deeper into the cycle. The injections grew more frequent, the doses higher, until her once delicate features became overshadowed by swelling and distortion. Her natural radiance, the very thing that made her unforgettable, was swallowed up by an addiction to fillers. Lips, cheeks, jawline, no part of her face was spared. The woman who once embodied elegance now appeared almost unrecognizable, her face hardened and puffy, a heartbreaking contrast to the beauty she once embraced. And the tragedy didn't stop at her appearance. Her body began to bear the cost. Painful infections, unsightly lumps, irreversible skin damage. The dark side of cosmetic enhancements revealed itself in the cruelest way. What was once a quest for beauty turned into a battle for her health and self-acceptance. Juju's story is more than just another tale of vanity gone wrong. It's a sobering reminder of the razor-thin line between enhancement and destruction, between confidence and addiction. Her journey began with the hope of accentuating her natural beauty, but ended as a cautionary tale of how easily that pursuit can consume everything. Do you want me to make this even more cinematic and emotional, like a documentary voiceover, or keep it in this dramatic but factual storytelling style? Amanda Aloha, a striking model from Finland, has become a global sensation and a lightning rod for controversy thanks to her extreme cosmetic transformations. Determined to reinvent herself as a living Barbie doll, she underwent a long series of bold and risky procedures, from 3 breast augmentations to facial fillers and countless other enhancements, that left her nearly unrecognizable from her natural self. But this pursuit of perfection hasn't come without danger. During one surgery, a severe anesthesia complication nearly cost her life, a chilling reminder of how high the stakes can be. Yet Amanda's passion for body modification remains unshaken. On social media, she bears it all: her surgeries, her ideals of beauty, her battles with self-confidence, inviting both admiration and criticism in equal measure. Loved by some, questioned by others, Amanda Aloha has carved her place as one of the most fascinating and polarizing figures in the world of extreme cosmetic transformation. Alicia Amira isn't just a Swedish model. She's a cultural disruptor. Bold, unapologetic, and unafraid to shock, Alicia has built her name as a social media star, entrepreneur, and the outspoken face of the bimboification movement. Through a series of dramatic cosmetic surgeries, breast augmentations, lip fillers, and countless other beauty procedures, she has crafted a hyper-feminine look that commands attention wherever she goes. But Alicia is more than just her appearance. She proudly champions the bimbo lifestyle, framing it not as superficial excess, but as a radical act of self-expression and empowerment in a world still bound by rigid beauty standards. To solidify her vision, she founded the Bimbo Academy, a brand dedicated to celebrating this aesthetic and teaching others how to embrace it. Her transformation has sparked heated debates worldwide, praised by some as fearless empowerment, condemned by others as controversial rebellion. Yet love her or criticize her, one thing is certain: Alicia Amira refuses to fit into society's box of beauty and gender roles, and she's rewriting the rules in her own dazzling way. Mary Sebastian Pickles Magdalene, better known by whatever new name she's chosen today, isn't just controversial, she's shocking on a whole new level. She has built her fame on one of the most extreme obsessions you can imagine: transforming herself into a living doll. And when I say famous, I mean she's a full-blown social media phenomenon. Millions scroll in disbelief. torn between fascination and horror at the relentless changes she puts herself through. But let's be clear, she's not chasing the look of cute Bratz dolls with oversized eyes and glossy lips. No, her goal is far darker. Think porcelain dolls, the eerie kind you find tucked away in an attic, staring blankly with cold glass eyes and tiny, frozen mouths. That's the haunting vision she's been carving herself into, surgery after surgery. Figuratively speaking, she's gone under the knife a million times, endless breast augmentations, facial reconstructions, even surgeries to reshape her eyes into doll-like ovals. Just imagine that, choosing to alter the very shape of your eyes. It's chilling. And still, she never seems satisfied. Each time one procedure is done, she finds another flaw to fix. It's a vicious cycle, an endless chase for an unattainable ideal. With every operation, she drifts further away from the woman she once was, becoming more unrecognizable, more uncanny, more doll than human. Watching her transformation is both mesmerizing and deeply unsettling. On social media, the reactions are split. Some praise her dedication and call her courageous for chasing her true self. Others sound the alarm, horrified by how far she's willing to go and questioning the ethics of the surgeons who enable her. Experts warn of dangerous consequences, both physical and psychological, when body modification becomes an obsession. But Mary? She insists every cut, every stitch, every scar brings her closer to her authentic identity. She has fans who cheer her on, flooding her with encouragement, and critics who worry she's spiraling into self-destruction. She embraces both, appearing at events, posing for photo shoots, and telling her story with unwavering conviction. Whether people see her as a bold pioneer of self-expression or as a tragic example of obsession gone too far, one thing is certain. Her journey forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about beauty, identity, and just how far we're willing to go to chase an ideal. Mary Sebastian Pickle's Magdalene's story isn't just shocking, it's unforgettable. And whether you admire her or fear for her, she's already carved her place in a cultural conversation that won't stop anytime soon. Bella Hadid is often hailed as one of the most breathtaking women alive, a modern-day beauty icon whose face has become instantly recognizable around the world. Yet, behind her flawless appearance lies a storm of speculation. From the moment she first stepped onto the fashion scene, Bella's striking features and effortless style drew admiration and relentless scrutiny. Every red carpet photo, every runway close-up is dissected under a magnifying glass, as fans and critics alike wonder, is her beauty purely natural or the work of skilled surgeons? Her razor-sharp cheekbones, piercing blue eyes, and sculpted jawline have sparked endless debates. Social media explodes with before and after comparisons, tabloids speculate about nose jobs, jawline contouring, and even brow lifts, while her plump, alluring lips fuel whispers of cosmetic enhancement. But Bella has always stood firm, brushing aside the rumors. She insists her beauty is a product of good genetics, natural growth, expert makeup, and a healthy lifestyle. She often shares beauty tutorials to prove how transformative makeup can be, and even posts childhood photos as proof that those striking features have always been hers. Her famous sister, Gigi Hadid, and her family also defend her, vouching for her natural looks. Still, the rumors refuse to die. Each new photo ignites fresh debates, each subtle change in her face becomes headline fodder. And yet, through all the noise, Bella never falters. She remains poised, graceful, and unbothered, turning speculation into part of her allure. Whether untouched by surgery or subtly enhanced, Bella Hadid has mastered the art of mystery. She is more than just a model, she's a phenomenon. Her presence on the runway is magnetic, her influence in fashion undeniable. In the end, it may not matter if her beauty is natural or perfected by science. What matters is that Bella Hadid has become the very definition of modern beauty, an enigmatic icon whose power lies not just in her looks, but in the irresistible mystery that keeps the world watching. Chrissy Teigen is like a breath of fresh air in Hollywood, a world that so often hides behind perfect images and polished lies. She refuses to play that game. Instead, she lays it all out, speaking openly about her experiences with cosmetic procedures. Botox, fillers, liposuction, even fat removal from her underarms. Most stars would never admit to something so personal, but Chrissy doesn't flinch. That bold honesty is exactly what makes her so magnetic. In an industry built on secrecy and illusion, she proves that beauty choices don't have to be shameful or taboo. Her candor is a reminder that transparency can be just as glamorous as mystery. But here's the bigger question. What happens when those beauty choices cross the line? When changing your appearance means trying to look like an entirely different race? Is that liberation, or is it dangerous self-erasure? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Type 1 if you think it's okay, or 0 if you don't. And don't miss the full video to uncover the complete story behind Chrissy Teigen and the controversy swirling around her name. Hit like, share, and subscribe so you never miss another shocking revelation from Hollywood's hidden world. Meanwhile, in the same unforgiving spotlight, Bella Hadid stands as a living contradiction. Whether her beauty is natural or carefully enhanced, it has turned her into a modern-day icon. Rumors only deepen her mystique, yet she remains poised, graceful, and unshaken in the face of relentless scrutiny. Bella is proof that beauty, no matter how it's shaped, carries power. And in her case, it has made her an irresistible symbol of contemporary allure, enigmatic, untouchable, unforgettable. Megan Fox. Few names in Hollywood spark as much fascination as hers. With those piercing eyes and sculpted cheekbones, she seemed less like an actress and more like a goddess walking among mortals. But even goddesses aren't immune to whispers. Over the years, Megan's face has become a subject of endless debate. Back in her Transformers days, her beauty felt effortless, raw, almost untouched. Fast forward to today, and her features appear sharper, more defined, so much so that fans can't help but wonder if it's nature, artistry, or a surgeon's hand at work. Speculation ranges from Botox smoothing away fine lines, to fillers enhancing her cheeks and lips, giving her that timeless, alluring fullness. Her cheekbones, once subtle, now command attention, and her lips remain as captivating as ever. Megan herself has been outspoken about the crushing beauty standards of Hollywood, yet when it comes to the rumors of surgery, she stays carefully silent. Some argue it's just flawless makeup, expert contouring, and clever photo editing. Others swear the transformations are too striking to be anything but cosmetic work. Still, whether her look is enhanced or entirely natural, one truth remains. Megan Fox continues to mesmerize. Love her or doubt her, she holds Hollywood in the palm of her hand, her beauty undeniable, her presence unforgettable. Doja Cat. Let's dive into the world of the ultimate chameleon of modern pop. A queen of quirk, boldness, and constant reinvention. Known for her electrifying performances and unpredictable style, Doja has mesmerized fans across the globe. What makes her stand out isn't just the music, though her chart-topping hits are undeniable. It's her fearless fashion, her ever-shifting image, and her uncanny ability to keep the world talking. From her early days to her rise as a full-fledged fashion icon, Doja's transformations have sparked endless debates online. Some believe she's had cosmetic surgery, pointing to subtle changes in her nose and fuller lips. Others insist it's all makeup magic and evolving artistry. Her own makeup tutorials prove just how skillfully she can transform her look, turning her face into a canvas of endless possibilities. The most heated conversations circle around her nose, fans and critics alike noting differences between past photos and her current look, fueling speculation about a nose job. And then there are her lips, now plumper and more defined, prompting whispers of fillers. But true to form, Doja doesn't shy away from the chatter. Instead, she disarms rumors with her signature humor, often poking fun at herself while reminding fans to embrace their natural beauty. That honesty and wit make her not just relatable but deeply loved. Whether it's artistry, a little enhancement, or both, Doja Cat's transformations are part of her magic. She reinvents herself with such ease and flair that watching her evolve feels like part of the performance. And that's why she remains the undisputed queen of transformation, a star who knows exactly how to keep us captivated. Tara Reid, remember her? Once hailed as America's sweetheart, She was the ultimate party girl of the late 90s and early 2000s. From American Pie and Van Wilder to Josie and the Pussycats, Tara seemed to be everywhere, lighting up the screen and adored by a generation. But fame can be cruel, and for Tara, everything changed in the blink of an eye. In the early 2000s, chasing perfection, she turned to liposuction, expecting a quick refresh to her already glamorous image. Instead, she walked away with a nightmare, a stomach left uneven and lumpy, the very opposite of Hollywood's polished ideal. Her confidence shattered, and the once radiant star became a recluse, too humiliated to face the cameras that had once loved her. But it didn't stop there. A botched breast enhancement left her with uneven results, magnifying her insecurities. Her career, once soaring on blockbuster comedies, plummeted into a string of straight-to-DVD horror flicks and dwindling offers. Tara Reid, the life of the party, the girl everyone once wanted to be, was suddenly on the outside looking in. Her story is more than Hollywood gossip. It's a cautionary tale about the dangerous pursuit of physical perfection. Sometimes, the cost of chasing beauty is far greater than the reward, and the scars, both seen and unseen, can last a lifetime. Mickey Rourke was once hailed as the most handsome man in Hollywood, the heartthrob of the 1980s. With razor-sharp features, brooding eyes, and a dangerous charm, he became the fantasy of millions. Films like 9.5 Weeks and Angel Heart turned him into an icon, a man destined to reign at the very top of Hollywood. But then came a shocking twist. In the 1990s, at the height of his fame, Mickey walked away from the silver screen to chase an old passion, boxing. The ring, however, was merciless. Years of blows left his once perfect face battered, scarred, and unrecognizable. Desperate to restore what he had lost, he put his trust in the wrong hands. Instead of a world-class surgeon, he ended up with an inexperienced doctor whose botched procedures only deepened the tragedy. Multiple nose jobs, cheek implants, facelifts, each surgery pushed him further from the matinee idol he once was. His face became swollen, distorted, and hauntingly unfamiliar. Hollywood responded with brutal indifference. Leading roles disappeared. Instead, he was cast as villains, misfits, or washed-up men, a cruel mirror of his own decline. The man once worshipped for his beauty and talent became a shadow of his former self, his career slipping through his fingers as if the industry had turned its back for good. What remains is a heartbreaking reminder: the golden boy of the 80s, transformed by fate and failure into a cautionary tale of lost glory. Lara Flynn Boyle was once the face you couldn't escape in the 90s. With her unforgettable role as Donna Hayward in Twin Peaks, she became a symbol of mystery and classic Hollywood allure, her piercing blue eyes drawing audiences in with ease. But as the years passed, her appearance began to tell a very different story. Red carpets revealed a Lara who looked strikingly altered: plumped lips, sharply sculpted cheekbones, and a face pulled so tight it seemed frozen. The changes weren't the quiet kind of enhancements. They were bold, unmistakable, and, to many, unsettling. It was heartbreaking to see, because behind those transformations was once a gifted actress whose natural beauty and talent promised a brilliant career. Lil' Kim isn't just a hip-hop artist. She's a cultural force, a trailblazer who has never been afraid to shock, inspire, and reinvent herself. From the moment she burst onto the scene, her music, her fashion, and her fearless personality set her apart. But perhaps nothing has sparked more conversation than her ever-evolving appearance. Over the years, Kim openly embraced cosmetic procedures, owning her choices in a way that few celebrities dared to do at the time. Her skin tone noticeably lightened, igniting fierce debates about colorism and the crushing pressures placed on black women to fit narrow, Eurocentric beauty standards. She admitted to multiple nose surgeries, with her transformed profile becoming one of the most talked about changes in hip-hop history. Beyond her face, she reportedly underwent breast augmentation, liposuction, and enhancements that reshaped her entire figure. For some, her honesty about going under the knife made her a symbol of empowerment, a woman refusing to hide her truth. For others, it raised unsettling questions about the toxic beauty ideals women are forced to confront. This divide, praise versus criticism, has followed Kim her entire career, highlighting the complicated intersection of identity, self-expression, and society's relentless obsession with appearance. Yet through it all, Kim has remained unapologetically herself. She has turned scrutiny into strength and controversy into conversation. Her boldness has cemented her as not only a hip-hop icon but also a cultural pioneer who continues to inspire generations to embrace their own version of beauty, no matter the cost. Tara Jane McConaughey, a 33-year-old nurse from Melbourne, Australia, has become infamous for her dramatic quest to turn herself into a real-life Barbie doll. Her obsession has cost her more than $250,000, covering 5 breast augmentations, 6 nose jobs, and countless rounds of Botox and fillers. Her shocking transformation even landed her on the reality show Botched, where she continued pushing the limits of cosmetic enhancement. Doctors have repeatedly warned Tara to stop before she endangers her health, but she refuses to back down. Instead, she dreams of going even further: bigger breasts, a slimmer waist, even flirting with the idea of rib removal. Away from the operating table, Tara flaunts her evolving look on Instagram, where she has built a massive following, and she monetizes her image through exclusive subscription content. Her extreme journey has ignited heated debates across the world, raising serious questions about body image, self-identity, and the psychological toll behind society's obsession with perfection. Tara isn't just chasing beauty, she's challenging the boundaries of what it means to be human. Regine Aronizing is more than just an actress, author, and activist. She is a symbol of resilience. Born in 1967, she spent years wrestling with her identity before finally embracing her truth as a transgender woman. Like many in her community, Regine dreamed of enhancing her femininity through cosmetic surgery. But the high cost of safe, professional procedures pushed her into the shadows of desperation. That's when she crossed paths with O'Neill Ron Morris, known on the streets as the Duchess. Morris claimed to be a doctor, but in reality, he was a fraud. Instead of medical fillers, he injected victims with a horrifying cocktail of cement, mineral oil, tire sealant, and even superglue. Imagine trusting someone with your body, only to discover they were poisoning you. Regine didn't know the truth at the time. She trusted Morris because others in the transgender community had gone to her and seemed fine. But soon, Regine's dream turned into a nightmare. Her face swelled, hardened, and became riddled with painful lumps. What was supposed to make her beautiful instead disfigured her. And she wasn't alone. Dozens of victims, too humiliated to speak out, had endured the same torment. Regine, however, found the courage to share her story. Her bravery shed light on Morris's crimes, which continued until his arrest in 2011. But the damage was already done. Regine endured years of agony, ridicule, and cruel bullying. She tried to hide behind makeup and hairstyles, but the scars were too deep. Eventually, she turned to the TV show Botched, where surgeons worked tirelessly to undo the harm. Though they couldn't restore her completely, they helped ease her pain and gave her back a measure of confidence. More importantly, Regine discovered a deeper truth: beauty is not just skin deep. Today, she uses her story to warn others about the dangers of unlicensed procedures and to advocate fiercely for the transgender community. Her journey is one of survival, courage, and self-love. Against all odds, Regine transformed her tragedy into a mission: to inspire others, to protect them, and to remind the world that true beauty lies in authenticity. So, what do you think of Regine's incredible journey? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Lin May, a name once synonymous with sensuality, elegance, and raw talent. She wasn't just a Mexican actress. She was a dancer, a singer, and an icon who captivated audiences with her natural charm. But behind the dazzling lights and applause, Lin battled a silent war with herself. Dissatisfied with her appearance, she turned to cosmetic surgery, again and again. Facelifts, cheek implants, endless procedures. You name it, she tried it. And that's where the tragedy begins. If you look back at photos from her prime, Lin May was stunning, radiant, natural, unforgettable. But today, after countless operations, her face bears little resemblance to the woman who once stole the spotlight. The transformation was so drastic that many fans struggle to even recognize her. It's heartbreaking. This wasn't just about beauty, it was about identity, confidence, and the unbearable weight of regret. Lynn herself has admitted to the deep emotional scars left behind. The pain, the humiliation, the trauma of living in a body altered beyond her control. It reminds us of an uncomfortable truth. Fame is a double-edged sword. It brings glory, but it also imposes relentless pressure to remain flawless, forever young, forever perfect. Yet, Lynn May was more than her surgeries. She was a powerhouse performer whose talent lit up Mexico's entertainment industry. She shaped culture, inspired countless artists, and became a legend in her own right. But her personal struggles reveal the heavy cost of chasing society's idea of perfection. Her journey is both tragic and inspiring, a cautionary tale about the dangers of changing yourself to please the world, and a reminder that true beauty lies not in symmetry or smoothness, but in authenticity, resilience, and self-acceptance. Today, Lynn May continues to live with her choices, but her story carries a timeless message: beauty fades, but legacy and inner strength endures forever. Jessica Alves. Few names in the world of cosmetic surgery spark as much fascination and controversy as hers. Once known as the human Ken doll, Jessica's transformation has been nothing short of a spectacle. What began as a dream to become the flawless, real-life version of a plastic icon quickly spiraled into something far darker. This wasn't about small touch-ups. Jessica wanted to sculpt herself into a living mannequin, a figure so polished it seemed artificial. And to chase that vision, she went further than most could ever imagine. More than 100 surgeries. Cheek implants, jaw reconstruction, multiple nose jobs, endless fillers. Her face became a canvas constantly under the knife. At first, the world watched with curiosity, even admiration. But as the operations piled up, the fascination turned to alarm. Friends and doctors begged her to stop. Still, she pressed forward, caught in a relentless cycle of surgery after surgery. Her once familiar features became distorted, transformed into something almost unrecognizable, a chilling sight, as if she had stepped out of a horror film rather than real life. And the most heartbreaking part? For all the pain and sacrifice, happiness never seemed to arrive. Behind the carefully crafted image, her eyes revealed something surgery could never fix: a lingering sadness, a silent cry for peace. The toll on her body was staggering, but the damage to her spirit was even greater. Jessica's story isn't just about beauty gone too far. It's a haunting reminder of how the search for perfection can consume everything: health, identity, even the chance at true joy. Vanilla Chamu, a Japanese model, became consumed by one of the most bizarre obsessions imaginable, transforming herself into a living French doll. To chase this fantasy, she subjected her body to countless extreme procedures: multiple eye surgeries to enlarge and round her eyes, chin implants to sculpt her jawline, breast augmentations, and endless skin lightening treatments. The transformation was shocking, but not in the way she had hoped. Instead of resembling a delicate porcelain doll, her features became so exaggerated that she looked almost cartoonish, more like a distorted caricature than a dream of beauty. The tragedy is that Chaman never seemed to realize that the French doll she idolized doesn't exist in reality. In chasing an illusion, she slowly lost her own identity. And when her images spread across social media, it wasn't admiration she received, it was mockery. Strangers branded her with cruel nicknames and ridiculed her relentlessly, turning what she thought was beauty into a spectacle of public humiliation. Martina Big, once a German flight attendant, has become one of the most controversial figures in the world of extreme plastic surgery. Her shocking transformation, from a slender blonde woman to someone who now claims she has become a black woman, sparked global outrage. But how did this bizarre journey even begin? Born and raised in Germany, Martina worked as a flight attendant before chasing a career in modeling. In an industry where standing out is everything, she believed radical changes were the only way to grab attention. Her transformation began with massive breast augmentations, using special saline implants to achieve an unbelievable 32T, one of the largest bust sizes in all of Europe. But that was only the beginning. In 2017, Martina stunned the world again. She began injecting herself with melanin-boosting substances and applying artificial tanning methods that dramatically darkened her skin tone. Over time, her appearance changed so drastically that she declared she was no longer simply tanning, she was transitioning into a black woman. Martina even claimed that doctors told her African features were beginning to develop on her body, and she openly planned additional surgeries on her nose and lips to complete the look. The backlash was instant and fierce. Critics accused her of cultural appropriation, arguing that blackness isn't just skin deep, it's heritage, history, and lived experience. Many saw her declaration as deeply offensive, but Martina refused to back down. She traveled to Kenya, where she received a blessing from a local tribe and publicly announced that she had been accepted into the black community. She even went so far as to update her legal documents to reflect her new identity. Despite relentless criticism, Martina has doubled down on her transformation, even claiming she could one day give birth to children with darker skin because of her biological changes. Her story forces us to confront unsettling questions. How far will people go in the pursuit of reinvention? And at what point does personal choice cross the line into dangerous delusion? Thank you for watching Exposed Hollywood. Share your thoughts in the comments below, because stories like this prove just how far some will go to rewrite themselves.